You get diagnosed of cancer. When you get diagnosed and the doctor says to you, I don't know why you're talking about traveling. You should be cleaning up your life. You should buy a plot of land. You should do your will. And you should think about the possibility of what happens when you die. So I never for a moment imagined that I would, celebrate 59. Everything becomes an urgency. But I always believed that I would be an advocate, that God had given me, had been so graceful to have given me not only the ability to survive, but the ability to be well, because there's so many people that survive and they're not well. Why do I say that? For example, having survived cancer, it doesn't mean that it's over. It means that there are things that I have to do to keep the cancer from developing. Too often, the mistake that we make is that once you feel great and once you survive your 1 year, 2 year, 3, you say to yourself, oh, you know what? I'm not going to take those treatment drugs because they're too expensive and I feel good. So I don't think I'm going to take it. But what has kept me alive and what has kept me well, because that's what people comment to me, you look so well, you don't look like a cancer survivor, is the fact that unfailingly, I am on a 21-day maintenance cancer drug treatment regime. My cancer is called HER2 positive. It's one of the most aggressive breast cancers that is out there. So in order to stop this cancer from growing, because I produce too much estrogen, the Herceptin and the projector drugs that I take, they bind, so they keep my body in a pH balance from overproducing estrogen that produces the tumors. That's the job. So I have no choice but to take these drugs. And from the last analysis that I had with my doctor, I have to take this drug for life until they come up with something else, maybe in 5, 10, 15 years. But as long as I breathe life, there are two things that are faithful to me: my belief in the Lord for giving me grace, and the science of Herceptin and Projecta that the pharmaceutical companies have produced. And the pharmaceutical companies, by the way, have come up with a lower drugs, sub-Sahara. When you look at Nigeria is one of those countries that was grateful enough that they negotiated that the drugs be lower. But even though it is lower, those drugs are still out of the reach of thousands of women that are diagnosed every year.